Sign 1. They remember the small things, not the big things. Anyone can remember a birthday or a favorite movie you mentioned twice. The person who loves you quietly remembers the throwaway details, the coffee order you mentioned once in passing, the name of the colleague who stressed you out 3 weeks ago, the thing you said you wanted to try someday that you'd already half forgotten yourself. This isn't accidental. Memory follows attention, and attention follows feeling. When someone is storing the small details of your life without being asked, without any obvious reason to, it's because something in them has already decided you matter. They're not taking notes. They're just paying a quality of attention to you that they're not paying to most people. And that quality of attention has a name, even if they haven't said it yet. Sign 2. They show up differently for you. Everyone has a version of themselves they present to the world, composed, measured, socially calibrated. Then there's the version that comes out around someone they love. Watch how they are with other people versus how they are with you. Are they slightly more careful with you, more present? Do they laugh differently, listen longer, soften in ways you don't see them soften elsewhere? People who are secretly in love with you don't always say it, but they show it through the gap between how they treat everyone else and how they treat you. That gap is the confession they haven't made out loud. If you feel like you get a version of them that other people don't, you probably do. Sign 3. They find reasons to be near you. They don't make grand gestures. They just appear. They take the long route that happens to pass your desk. They linger a few extra minutes into conversation that had a natural ending point 2 minutes ago. They find low-stakes reasons to reach out. A meme, a question they probably already knew the answer to, a recommendation you didn't ask for but that's perfectly suited to you. None of it looks like anything on its own, but the pattern is consistent. They are engineering proximity without wanting to be obvious about it. Proximity is what people seek when they want more of someone but aren't ready to say why. Sign 4. They react to your relationships. You mention someone you've been seeing, or someone who's been flirting with you. Watch what happens. It might be subtle. A brief shift in their energy, a question that probes slightly deeper than casual interest would require, a response that's just a beat too measured. Or it might be the opposite. They go unusually quiet, change the subject, say something dismissive that doesn't quite land right. People who feel nothing about your romantic life react to it with nothing, mild interest at most. People who feel something react with something, even when they're trying not to. Even when they've trained themselves to keep it contained, the containment itself is a tell. You're not imagining it. Suppressed feeling doesn't disappear. It leaks. Sign 5. They're physically attuned to you, not in an obvious way, in the way that they notice when you shift in your seat, when your energy changes, when something is slightly off even though you haven't said anything. People who love you quietly develop a physical attunement to your presence. They lean in when you speak without realizing it. They mirror your body language unconsciously. They notice when you leave a room. This isn't something people consciously perform. It's what happens when someone's nervous system has become calibrated to another person's, when they're tracking you below the level of conscious thought because some part of them is simply always aware of where you are. That kind of attunement takes time and feeling. You don't develop it for people you're indifferent to. Sign 6. They tell you things they don't tell other people. Vulnerability is rationed. Most people share the surface version of themselves broadly and the real version with almost nobody. When someone is quietly in love with you, the walls come down in a specific way, not all at once, but gradually they tell you things, fears they don't broadcast, memories that matter, the version of a story that includes how they actually felt, not just what happened. This isn't always dramatic disclosure. Sometimes it's small, a genuine answer where they'd usually give a deflection, an admission that costs them something, a moment where they let you see something real instead of something managed. They're doing this because on some level they want to be known by you specifically. Being known by you matters in a way that being known by others doesn't. That's more than friendship. Sign 7. They're consistent in a way that doesn't ask for anything back. This is the one that separates genuine feeling from strategic interest. Someone who wants something from you is consistent when the return looks promising, when you're warm, when you're available, when the dynamic feels like it's going somewhere. Someone who quietly loves you is consistent regardless. They show up the same way when you're distracted, when you're not at your best recently. They don't punish the distance. They don't disappear when the reciprocation isn't there. This kind of consistency isn't a tactic. It's too steady and too undemanding to be strategic. It's what genuine feeling looks like when it hasn't found a way to speak yet. Patient, present, and asking for nothing except the chance to be near you. That's the quietest sign of all, and often the most honest. The signs were always there. Most people just didn't know what they were looking at. If this made you think of someone, you probably already know what that means. Next video, we go into what happens when two people who both feel this way are both too afraid to say it. See you there.